beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Tailor Tales. I have the heater on, so if you guys hear like a buzzing or like a sound of a fan, it's actually my heater, because it's freaking cold. I have a jacket on, some pants, some socks, and I'm still freaking cold. I think I need to put on like a heavy sweater or something, which is in the back of my closet, because I haven't brought my winter clothes out yet. But you know, I should be taking that stuff out. But as you guys can see, I made a lot of money. And I looked up, and there is actually 25 chapters to Neal's route. So we are actually almost done. Yes, I know we haven't unlocked it. Let's go ahead and unlock it. Anyway. A week later, I'm standing in front of Angela's apartment. Earlier today, she called me and asked to drop by for dinner. She said she had something important to discuss, and of course I had to dress up nicely as usual. I wonder how well she's doing. I haven't seen her since I dropped her off at the hospital. I nervously ring the doorbell, and Angela opens up. There's a small red line in the place where she hit her forehead. The stitches seem to have been removed already. "Michiko," says Angela cheerfully. "Hurry up inside. I need to take the lasagna out of the oven." I quickly slip through the door and see Angela run off towards the kitchen. "Evening." Neal's sitting on the couch and looking up at me. Of course he'd be here. "Hello." I reply and sit down on the opposite end of the couch. It's a bit weird to be here again on this couch, and as I can only recall the last time I was here, Angela split her head open. I would rather not go through that again. I fluff up the pillows on the couch out of a nervous habit. After an initial greeting, neither of us say anything, and silence fills up the room. It feels awkward to be around him again. I don't know why. I start playing with the fabric of my dress, having nothing else to do. I take a peek over at Neal and our eyes meet. My heartbeat thumps loudly, and I quickly look away from him. "Do you always dress up when you come here?" Neal asks. I feel overdressed and a bit embarrassed now. Angela always insists on it. Neal turns his head away. "You look nice." "Oh," blood rushes to my head. "Thank you." That was completely out of left field. You too," I stutter. "Oh great, that was a stupid compliment. Neal doesn't look any different from before. Still, I'm happy to see him again." Neal fixes his tie with a huff. "If you're going to take pictures, I'd like to be warned beforehand." I raise my eyebrows at him. Okay. Do you want to take some pictures together?" "No, I'm perfectly fine without them," he says quickly. He crosses his arm and looks away. "I mean, if you wanted to take another one where I'm fully prepared, then I wouldn't Here I am! Come sit at the table. Dinner is served." I thought I already grabbed my phone out and took a picture. I thought that's what was happening. Damn, I wanted to know what Neal was going to say about taking pictures. Does he want some of us together? The thought makes me feel fluttery. I sit at the table and wait patiently as Angela throws a heap of lasagna on my plate. She does the same for Neal and herself as well. When we're all seated, we start to eat. It's surprisingly good. "It's great, right? It's my secret recipe that I learned while I was in Italy," says Angela. She's lying. It's a store-bought and all-in-one lasagna recipe, says Neal dully. Angela soaks at Neal. "Oh, hush, don't spoil my fun." "It's lovely either way," I say. "By the way, how's your head?" I ask. "I'm doing just fine. Removed the stitches a couple of days ago, actually. It might leave a little scar, but I've been used to using this lovely cocoa butter cream to reduce the redness. Hopefully it'll work out." "I hope so too," I say, and silently wish Angela would stop drinking. We eat further in silence until Angela speaks up again. "I'm glad you can make for dinner, Neal. I figured you were too busy at the hospital." As it is, my hours have been cut down this week. Neal's eyes dart over towards me. Regardless, what exactly is the important news you had to share? "Ah, yes, I wanted both of you to know that I've taken the time to reflect on my actions." "And?" Neal presses. "And firstly, Michiko, I want to apologize for roping you into my little scheme with Neal. Know that I have my best intentions. I'll let Evelyn and Marcus know what I did, so you don't need to pretend to be Neal's fiancé anymore." After Evelyn visited me at the boutique, I feel it's even more awkward to come out with the truth now. I almost want Angela to tell them we broke the engagement off or something. Not that we were fooling them all along. I mean, she came to my store and everything, and I talked about wedding dresses. It's about time. I couldn't keep this up anymore. Mother has been hounding me with questions about a fiancé I never had. And came to my store, I pointed out. I had to give her your address. She practically begged me for it. I'm sorry, my love, said Angela. I hope it wasn't too awkward. Nothing much. We only talked about my future wedding with Neal. There won't be a wedding, snaps Neal, looking a little embarrassed. As I recall, your mother offered to pay for the entire wedding. I could take her up on that offer and simply have one hell of a wedding party, then dump you at the altar. Seems like a fun way to spend the day on someone else's expense. Maybe at one of those really big castle estates. I'm not going to let you have your fake fairy tale wedding just so you can leave me at the altar, grumbles Neal. No one in the right mind will leave me at the altar. I'm way too much of a catch. At least he's confident in himself. I laughed. Your mother told me this funny little story, how you chased away every single girl she's introduced to you. You were running away in tears. I lean in closer and point my fork at Neal with a devilish smile. His Majesty can't even find a queen. Oh wait, I just casually say my nickname for him out like that? Okay, it's cool. Neal probably for once in his life looks like he's at a loss for words and stares at me with an open mouth, his cheeks flushed with blood. He doesn't know how to respond because he knows it's true. And oh my god, he looks rather adorable when he's all embarrassed. It's payback for all the times he's been mean to me before. I'm sorry, but I had to cut in here. His Majesty? Asked Angela. And it's my turn to blush. It's, a nickname for Neal. It sounds a lot sillier when I say it out loud like this. Angela looks at us with a big knowing smile on her face, ignoring the lasagna entirely. So we're down to nicknames now, are we? Well, no, he didn't give me a nickname. I gave him one. As much as I like teasing Neal, making him blush, it seems it backfired on me, and now Angela's taking the opportunity to tease us both. Enough about this. What were you trying to say, Angela? Neal tries to change the topic. Right! Angela places her fork down. Well, after last week, I couldn't remember anything. I raised my eyebrows. This is news to me. Did she suffer from amnesia? Michiko, darling, I didn't even know you were there. I can't even recall anything odd happening to me that day. I can remember drinking my third bottle of wine, and after that, it's all blank. There's a missing piece in my memory. I had to explain to her what had happened, Neal points out, that you got an ambulance and went with her to the hospital. Oh, I had no idea that Angela didn't remember. Once I got back home and trying hard as I could to remember, I saw a little spot of blood near my couch. It was mine, but I didn't recognize it at all. Although I'm pretty glad I didn't bleed all over my carpet. I give her a wry smile, the dark humor bothering me a little. You definitely scared me there, I say. I've been blackout drunk before, but this is the first time it unnerved me so much that I couldn't remember what happened. Angela takes a deep breath, looking serious. So I did some reflecting, and I've decided. She pauses, and both me and Neal wait for her to finish, curious to know what she has to say. Exactly what did she decide? I hope it isn't just another one of her silly plans. I decided to take some time off life and check myself into rehab. What? We both seem surprised. It's going to be a blast. It's a resort out in the Caribbean. You get to relax and chill at the beach for months on end. I mean, I like to say I'd be drinking cocktails, but that would defeat the purpose, so I guess I'll be drinking coconut water instead. I'm as much at a loss for words as Neal is. This was unexpected. Rehab? Angela's checking herself into rehab? Come on now. Don't act like it's the strangest thing you've ever heard of. I'll just be off on another little adventure of mine. How? I mean, why? So suddenly? Neal doesn't quite know how to voice his thoughts. Angela's quiet for a bit, looking down at the table. She gives a slight shrug with her shoulders. I guess I needed to face the ugly truth, and after my little accident, I noticed that. All I was doing was push the people I love away from me. I'm really sorry. I promise it won't happen again. Angela sounds so heartfelt that I can't help but smile at her. I grab her hand and give it a squeeze. You're going to be okay. You made a wise decision, I say. For how long? Asked Neal. I don't know, until I'm ready to go out in the world again. Could be a month, could be 4. Are you sure you're not treating it like a regular resort? Well, it certainly has its appeal, says Angela with a giggle, but I vow to try my best to abstain from any alcohol ever again. I'm done with it. I don't need it as a crutch anymore. She leans closer to Neal. But you need to start making some changes as well. Little cousin of mine, I don't want to see another family member work himself to death. Get out there, have some fun, take Michiko out on a date. I would decide that on my own, thank you very much, mutters Neal. Stop worrying about me already. I'll always worry about you, dear. Where would you be if you didn't have such a strong and overprotective cousin around like me? I'd do just fine, says Neal with a roll of his eyes. My life would actively improve without your antics in it. When are you leaving? I decide to ask. This weekend. I'm flying over, sometime Saturday, so it'll be quite quick. I simply flashed my credit card around and the spot opened up in no time. I'll be at the beach enjoying the warm sun on my face in only a few more days. Send pictures, I say with a laugh. Yes, we need to see you remember to cover up at the beach, says Neal. You're such a doll. You know nude beaches are a thing, right? I feel all warm and bubbly inside, sitting here with Neal and Angela, talking about how she's going to take some steps forward, stop drinking alcohol, and turn her life around. It all sounds like a good plan, like nothing can go wrong. We both congratulate Angela some more for her courage, and eat our dinner in peace and laughter. When it's time to go home, Neal offers me a ride in his car. I wonder how this is going to wrap up, because we're like literally 2 chapters away. Well, 1 chapter after this one is done. We get inside Neal's car and we're on our way home. I can't believe Angela's going to rehab for her alcoholism problem. I'm so proud of her. I definitely didn't expect that to be the thing she wanted to tell us. Neal seems to be somewhere else with his thoughts, and I'm kind of curious to know what he's thinking about. You seem kind of quiet. What's on your mind? It's something she said, he says slowly. Like what? She told me not to work myself to death. Her father, he died pretty young. Heart attack. It was sudden and quick. Neal takes a deep breath. Angela would tell me how he would be working too much and how she never saw him anymore. During college, they barely had any sort of contact. My family will often say that he worked himself to death. I keep quiet, registering what he said. If Angela's father worked too much, I can see why she would be worried about Neal doing the same thing, and why she would be so overprotective of him. See, I guess that's why she came up with that ridiculous idea to please your parents to let you off the hook. Yes, it makes it understandable, but not excusable. Don't you think we should do something nice for Angela? We are talking about the same woman who tried to pass you off as my fiancé, right? I know, but she admitted her mistake and she's going into rehab. I think that's pretty brave of her. It is. I definitely think we should do something for her before she leaves and we won't see her for who knows how many months. So how about a nice going away present, I suggest. Neal takes his time answering. I guess I don't see the harm in that. Great. What do you do? Oh, sorry. Do you think you can pick me up tomorrow so we can head to the mall? Or do you have work still? Neal glances at me with a raised eyebrow. I think I can spare time in the morning. My hours have been cut down this week. I smiled to myself, wondering what I should get her. Maybe a nice towel to use on the beach. I'm off of my own thoughts, feeling pretty content, excited to go shopping with Neal tomorrow. When? I look over at Neal, who disturbs me out of my thoughts. When my mother visited, you told her something, didn't you? I shrug instantly. That depends on what you mean by something. I can only imagine the fake praise you've given me, says Neal with a glare. But that's not what I was referring to. Then, pray tell, what are you referring to? Neal looks bashful all of a sudden, which is an odd change of face. If it weren't for that, I wouldn't have had the time to take you to the mall tomorrow. Huh? What do you mean? More for what exactly? He's confusing. Oh! He's talking about me asking Evelyn if she can lower Neal's workload. That's right. Yeah, I figured I might as well turn an awkward situation into something useful. Neal flashes a slight smile. I thank you for that. And just like that, I'm blushing again. He's thanking me, truly and honestly thanking me without some hidden agenda or an insult. I wasn't prepared at all for the Neal this evening. First, he says I look nice without any sort of prompt, and now he's giving me this cute smile and thanking me, showing me all of these sides of him. He seems like a younger guy, even though I have to keep reminding myself he's older than us by a year. Where did the mean and pompous Neal go? I glance over at Neal, who went back to looking at the road. I can see we're almost at my house. So, I say, trying to fill out the silence, what time tomorrow? Will your store be okay if it's closed tomorrow? He asks instead. No worries, me and my 4 customers can wait another day, I joke. Neal snorts in response. Very well, I'll come by at 10. Don't be late. We drive a little further until Neal stops. We're at my home. Thanks for the ride. Have a nice night, I tell Neal and open the car door. Sweet dreams. Honestly, I don't know what's gotten into him today, but he's a lot more, how should I put this, gentle? Kind? I didn't think those words could ever possibly describe Neal. I step outside and close the door. I feel Neal's eyes on me as I walk towards the front door. When I try to reach for my keys, I realize I don't have my purse with me. Frantically, I turn around and see that Neal has rolled down the car window and is holding out my purse for me. You forgot this, he says. Take your purse and tell him goodnight? Or give him a... I could just straight up give him a goodnight kiss? That's a thing? Can I save? I wish I could save. That's a thing? That's bold as hell. Do it. I want to see what happens. I quickly head back to the car and see that Neal's stretching his body over the passenger seat to be able to hand me my purse. I reach for the purse, feeling my fingertips touch the fabric, and I slide down until I feel Neal's warm hand. My heart starts beating faster in anticipation for the crazy stunt I'm just about to pull. I bend down and lower myself through the car window until I'm face to face with Neal. His golden eyes widen at the sight of me. He's surprised I got so close. Feeling a surge of electricity run through me, I take the plunge and I lean forward, my lips pressing against his. My heart's beating like crazy and I hear Neal let out a raspy breath of air. And just like that, I lean back, pulling myself out of the car and grabbing my purse. Yeah, I forgot this, I say, holding a finger to my lips. I give him a sweet smile, then turn on my heel again to walk to my door. I fumble around nervously with my keys, trying to hurry the hell up inside, because honestly, I have no idea what possessed me to act like such a flirt. When I finally manage to open the door, I quickly shut it and let out a sigh. I can't wait to see him again tomorrow. I honestly thought she wasn't going to do it, so that's why I did it, but she did it. Yes, she did it. Bold girl. So bold. Next morning, exactly on time, Neal picks me up, and I'm a bundle of electrifying nerves. Well, I would say Morning, I greet him as I sit down in his car. It's hard to make eye contact with him after our goodnight kiss last night. Good morning, Michiko, Neal says in a gruff voice. He starts the engine and we drive away. Michiko, the way he says my name like that, it gives me chills. I like it. I recline back into the chair and muse about our day and what kind of shops we can visit. There's a bunch of souvenir shops, gift shops, and some home decoration stores that Angela might like. We can check them all out if Neal is up for it. I wonder if it will be any fun to shop around with Neal. That's also when I realize, like this, it's practically a date, no? I even dressed up nicely. I look over at Neal and I feel butterflies well up my stomach when I recall our brief kiss last night. There's been so much kissing between us, but not enough talking or acknowledging it. Neither one of us has mentioned anything, and I feel like if I bring it up directly, it would be far too awkward. It might also break the entire spell we're under, making things worse for the both of us. I can easily see Neal getting flustered, which in turn makes him more irritated, and he'll likely say something rude again, perpetuating this never-ending cycle of Neal running his mouth off and making me angry at him. Right now he's been mellow, a side of him that he's only recently been showing me, a side I don't quite dislike. So to keep the peace for now, I keep my mouth shut. We arrive at the mall together. I've been here a few times with Sarah, so I know the area a little bit, and if I recall correctly, there should be a small gift shop somewhere near the end. The mall isn't as busy in the morning on a weekday, so me and Neal can take it easy. I see a couple walk in front of us, holding hands. I glance to my side at Neal, who is walking with a fair distance between me and him, like there is an invisible force field between us. Do I smell awful or something? There's no reason to keep me at an arm's length. A bit annoyed at the distance with this next step I take, I close the distance a bit. See, my girl is bold, so like I usually choose the bold steps anyway. Do you have anything in mind, or do you what? Or do you want to wander around aimlessly? Asks Neal as he turns to look at me. What's wrong with running around aimlessly? I ask innocently. Neal scrunches up his nose and shoves his hand into his pockets. I don't have that luxury. I do still need to go to work today. I can't afford to take the entire day off. Oh, he doesn't have the whole day? I'm a bit bummed that we can't spend a lot of time together. Alright, how about we try some of the gift shops around here? There's bound to be a nice gift we can give to Angela. Suddenly I can smell something amazing. There's a food stall around somewhere that's selling freshly made waffles. Lured by the scent, I dash forward. Hey, where are you going so fast? Neal calls out as he rushes after me. My stomach starts to grumble as I come across a small food court. There's a bunch of Belgian waffles on display and some fresh ones being prepared. There's chocolate-covered ones with whipped cream, ones with strawberries. I take in a deep breath. The smell is mouth-watering. My stomach agrees with me and growls again. You're hungry? Neal claims. Gee, what gave it away? I say with a roll of my eyes. Want some too? Neal looks over at the display, then shakes his head in an affirmative no. I'll pass on this pastry. It's called a Belgian waffle, and they're delicious. One please, with some whipped cream. I give the man his money for the waffle. Here you go, young lady. Is the boyfriend sure he doesn't want one as well? The man asks with a warm smile. Completely ignoring the boyfriend comment, I take the warm waffle from his hands and immediately take a bite. The yummy caramelized sugar crystals mixed with the cream and melt away in my mouth. I sigh in pleasure. This is to die for. I'm quite sure, says Neal, and we're not. Want a bite of mine? It's terrific. I hold the waffle in front of him. His face contorts into a weird grimace, and he backs away slowly. No, thank you. Determined to not give up, I take a step closer. Come on, just a small bite. Don't you think it smells delicious? One bite and I'll stop bugging you. He's still looking at me suspiciously, but I give him my best smile and wink. It seems to have worked, because Neal slumps down his shoulder in defeat and sighs. One bite then, he says. Neal moves closer to me. His eyes flutter closed and his lips part until his mouth rips off a tiny piece from my waffle. His golden eyes open and they're looking straight at me as he pulls back. The entire scene makes me feel a little bashful, like we're really on a date together. Neal straightens his back and gives me a serious look as he swallows. And what does the boyfriend think? I have a lot of different flavors available, says the man again. I feel myself blush a little with the second boyfriend comment and look down at my shoes. Neal growls and suddenly grabs me with an arm and pulls me away from the cart. Hey, quit pulling, I yell. I don't want to keep wasting time. We're here for a present for that crazy cousin of mine. Nothing else. I pout at him. Fine, just stop pulling me along. Let me finish my waffle. Neal's hand releases my arm and we're walking at a normal pace, side by side to finish off my waffle in silence. Then all of a sudden, Neal stops walking as we pass by a store window. He's looking at some home decoration store. I join him and peer over his shoulder to see what he's looking at. It's an art sculpture, bronze colored and twisted into weird angles. I wonder if Neal likes it. You want to buy that for Angela? I ask, because I'm pretty sure she can make it herself. Obviously, I'm not going to give her a gift not going to gift her something that is basically her job to make, says Neal while he narrows his eyes at me. Well, do you want to go look inside then? I suppose. That's a cute store. How about a mannequin? Where's their outfit? We walk inside the store. It's full of little arts and crafts items lining the walls, mostly made out of wood, with inspiring text printed on them, like love quotes. There's quite a few heart-shaped products as well. It's all pretty feminine and kind of cute, which is why Neal stands out like a sore thumb in the store. There are only other women around at the moment. I can't imagine guys would visit the store on their own. But Neal doesn't seem to notice and browses the shelves on his own. Looking around without a care, he picks up a vintage candle holder and inspects it carefully. I guess I should look around for something as well. I wonder if this is even Angela's style, since she seems more streamlined and modern, not so romantic. Maybe Neal likes this kind of style. I pick up a small porcelain plate covered in cherry blossoms. It's cute, but I don't think Angela will like this. I put it down and walk towards Neal. He's looking at a large cream-colored vase, with his eyebrows furrowed together as if he's in deep thought. Like it? I ask him. Neal looks over at me, a bit surprised I was there. Do you like this kind of style? I ask again. Oh, he shakes his head. Not particularly, no. Then why are you looking at it like you want to buy it? Why are you looking at it then, dude? I tease him. Neal trails his fingertips across the shell of the vase, feeling the texture. I'm interested in the way it was made, he says. It seems almost everything in here is handcrafted with care. I look around and do notice a lot of items don't have duplicates, and if there are more than one, they look slightly off. They all seem to be unique. I hadn't really paid any attention to that, but I guess Neal does. For a second there, I thought you were totally into heart-shaped things, I say with a giggle. Neal simply looks at me like I'm nothing but a nuisance. Anyways, weren't you the one who said you didn't want to waste time? Let's look for something for Angela. I got a little distracted, Neal admits with a shy look. Let's keep looking. I think we should get her a towel, I say. You know, since she's going to the Caribbeans. What makes you think she doesn't have an expensive collection of towels lying around already, says Neal. I don't care. Let's give her one with some funny text on it, or something. I'm sure she doesn't have that. Neal grumbles under his breath, but I can't quite make out what it is, so I leave it alone. I browse through the aisles and see lots of funny little gifts. I pick up a white coffee cup. It says Queen in a fancy font. I pick up another one. This one says King. The third one I pick up, I laugh out loud. Neal, look! I call out for him and happily show him the cup I'm holding. What is it? He says and turns to look at me. I shove the cup in his face. Look, it says Your Majesty. It's like they made it especially for you. He doesn't look amused. In fact, he looks like he could start shooting laser beams from his eyes right now. I give him a sheepish smile. Neal? There's someone behind us that called out to Neal. I crane my neck around to see who it is, and my eyes widen in surprise. Oh crap! Neal turns around to face... Mother, what are you doing here? Oh, I knew my eyes weren't deceiving me. I saw you both enter the store and I had to go say hi. Evelyn smiles at me and I just about drop the cup that's in my hand. Oh no, what is she doing here? Hello, I greet her, feeling put on the spot. Evelyn gives me a strange look, cocking her head to the side. I don't think Angela told her already about the fake fiancé thing. Does it mean we still need to pretend, or should we stop pretending and tell her ourselves? I don't know. Are you both out on a date? Yes we are, says Neal in a steadfast voice, and he suddenly grabs my hand and pulls me to his side. Well, one dilemma solved, I guess. We're just continuing the charade. Neal stands in front of me, almost like he's shielding me from his mother. Are we now? I whispered to Neal. I don't really feel like continuing to pretend. Are you buying something particular? Asked Evelyn. No, just window shopping. And what brings you here? Evelyn laughs. Sometimes I do enjoy going to the mall as well. There's no harm in doing a little shopping on my own. Neal gives her a forced smile. I see. He then tugs on my hand to get me to turn around. Michiko and I will continue our date now. Give my regards to father. That I will. You two enjoy your date, you little lovebirds. Neal gives a curt nod, then he speeds out of the store, dragging me behind. Did I put the cup back? I don't want to be stealing it. He doesn't stop walking in this fast pace until we've rounded a corner, and then we both sigh in relief. Neal, you're kind of hurting me. He's been squeezing my hand real hard just now, and it's starting to feel sweaty. He promptly lets go and backs away from me. Angela hasn't told her yet, says Neal. I can't do it myself. Angela has to be the one to tell her. I know it would just be awkward. Not that it isn't already, but having to tell your mother you lied straight up to her face, I don't think she'd speak with you in a while. To you in a while. Neal stops talking, thinking over my words. I don't think it matters as much anymore whether she hears it from Angela or me. She's going to rain down her wrath on me either way. I feel bad for Neal. It wasn't like he had much of a choice. Then again, he did ask me to continue to pretend, so it's not like he's completely innocent. I guess he gets what's coming to him then. I wonder what his mother would do. Cut contact? No, I don't think so. What kind of wrath would that be? I ask curiously. Neal slumps against the wall. Arranged marriage dates? There's a look of disgust gracing his face, like he's been through this a bunch of times. I snort and then quickly shut up again. Didn't you already do those kind of dates? You know, your mother said you made them cry. I didn't make them cry, he yells defensively. They decided all on their own to get offended. I can imagine it all too well, the things you must have said to those poor girls. Neal steps closer to me, his body looming over me ominously. His golden eyes have a spark in them like a fire. I stare right back at him too, challenging his stare. Tell me, Michiko, what are the kind of things I must have said? He growls at me. Oh, I don't know. How about telling them you should stop seeing each other? I glare at him. Neal bites on his lip, matching my glare. I don't recall seeing you in tears, he sneers. Probably because I'm used to you being an asshole. I brush it off. It's kind of problematic. I am not, and because I also know it's not the truth, I add. Probably. It gives me a sideways glance, trying to figure out a response to that. He's all thrown into a tizzy with my words. I kind of like it. He then looks away once more. I think I'm starting to understand Neal a little bit here. He says stuff he doesn't mean when he gets all embarrassed. But words still hurt, though. It hurt, yeah. By the way, he says. What? Neal points to the tip of his nose. Got a bit of cream right here. I stop dead in my tracks to look at the glass window next to me and see my own reflection. As Neal told me, there's a small dollop of cream right on the tip of my nose. Hurriedly, I wipe it off and my cheeks flare up. How long has it been there? I ask, embarrassed. What if Neal's mother saw me like this? Oh, there's the last picture. Since the first bite you took, says Neal with a snigger. Snigger? Snigger? What's a snigger? No! Oh god, it was totally there when I saw her. No wonder she gave me that strange look. You, why didn't you say anything? Or something. Because it's so much more fun seeing you walk around like this. Neal starts to laugh at me. I'm blushing so hard even my ears feel like burning. I was right. You are an asshole, I yell at him. I just want to hit him so bad. Neil won't stop laughing, and instead he picks up the pace, intending to leave me behind. Don't you run from me! I start to chase after him. We spend the last hour together, carefree and joking around, until we buy a towel for Angela and Neil has to go to work. It's the first time I've felt so relaxed around Neil. I never would have imagined there would be a day where Neil and I would be teasing each other in a non-violent way. Okay, we're finally on the last one, so I might as well just continue, right? Because it's the last one, even though we're at our limit here, but might as well finish this off. On Saturday, me and Neil are outside of Angela's apartment, and she's standing next to a taxi, loading in her luggage. Don't look so sad. It's not like I'm leaving you forever. I promise I'll be back, Pumpkin. Angela blows a kiss at Neil. Neil visibly recoils. It's not that. I'm more worried about the people you might drag into your schemes. Schemes? What schemes? I'm leaving it all behind me. Angela gives her widest and brightest smile. I pull out the present me and Neil bought for her and hand it over to Angela. This is from the both of us. We hope you take your time over there, I say. Angela accepts the present. You're both so disgustingly sweet. It's giving me cavities. Quit it, you guys. She gives me a hug and I hug her back. Please don't do anything rash over there. Don't fool around with the pool boy. I choke. Angela shoots into laughter. Don't worry. I'll sleep with the bellboy instead. Neil rolls his eyes at us and crosses his arms. Just leave already and get back all better, he says. Well, since someone doesn't want me around, I guess I'll have to go now. I can't miss my flight anyway. Angela finally opens the door to the cab and sits inside. She rolls down the window to talk to us. Oh, jeez, Yana. Don't forget to water my plants for me, she says. All of your plants are made out of plastic, says Neil with a heavy sigh. Angela blows him another kiss. Thanks to the both of you. I'm going to miss you. See you soon, I say. Please don't do anything to warrant me being woken up at midnight because you've got involved with law enforcement, says Neil. Bye, darlings. She turns to the driver and tells him to go to the airport. The car engine starts up and slowly the car starts to move down the street. Right before the car turns the corner, Angela pops out her head from the window and yells something at us. By the way, guys, I forgot to tell Neil's parents that you two aren't getting married. My eyes flooded, and so does Neil's. Neil starts to run after the car. Wait, what do you mean? Oopsie! Angela blows a kiss before the cab finally turns the corner and out of sight. I stand there rooted to the ground. Angela! Neil yells out loud, but she's far too gone to hear it. I shake my head in disbelief. She pulled another Angela stunt, letting us know at the last possible moment that she didn't tell Neil's parents, and now we're still stuck in this pretend marriage sham. Angela will be gone for who knows how many months. She's definitely not going to own up to her idea and confess. What are we going to do? I asked, turning to Neil. Neil displays a wide variety of emotions, mostly conflicted and worried. Murder her when she gets back, he suggests. Obviously, but what about right now? What if we'll have another run-in with your mother? Neil stuffs his hand into his pockets and kicks his foot on the ground, or at the ground, clearly frustrated with the lack of options. He walks back and forth on the sidewalk, thinking about the best course of action, until he stops in front of me and sighs in defeat. I'll tell them. He sounds so lonely that it breaks my heart, having to face his parents all alone to clean up his cousin's mess. I feel like I can't let him fix Angela's mistake all on his own, so I slip my hand into Neil's and give it a slight squeeze. No, we'll tell them. I correct him. Neil stares at me in disbelief, but then a small smile spreads on his face, and I can feel his fingers clasp around my own hand in return. What is their relationship? Like, they're not like together, but they're doing more than what friends do. Unless, friends with benefits, but okay. And I can feel his fingers clasp around my own hand in return. He turns his head to where he last saw Angela disappear around the corner. Alright, he says, that's what we'll do then. I lean my head against Neil's shoulder. Yes, we can take them on, together. At the very least, Neil deserves someone to be his moral support. We stand there hand in hand staring into the distance, relaxing in each other's company. It's your day off, right? I asked Neil, suddenly thinking of something. For once, yes, it is. Do you want to come over for dinner tonight? I ask him out boldly. Neil cocks his head to the side in response, but there's a relaxed look on his face. It doesn't seem like he's going to say no. Depends. How good are you at cooking? He asked instead. Are you insinuating that I'm bad at cooking? I'm just gauging whether or not I'll get food poisoning and if I should order some takeout instead. I drop his hand, giving him an incredulous look. Are you that worried I'll poison you? Wouldn't put it past you. Fine, don't come, I say with a huff. Neal swiftly leans into me, his lips brushing over the tip of my ear. No, I'll come, he says in a low whisper, before pulling back. Oh man, he's stealing my heart. Oh my gosh. He gives me an all-knowing smirk and then finally starts walking away from me, getting inside of his car. I watch him drive off, left behind with all kinds of thoughts. I ask him out for dinner and Neal said he'll come. My heart is suddenly making flip-flops on my stomach. What am I making for him? I take the apron off and stash it away somewhere. I don't pay much attention to details at the moment. Neal is coming over any minute now, and I've been slaving away in the kitchen, preparing a really nice meal for the both of us. I may or may not have checked out some romantic recipes or two online. I even bought some red wine. I look at the bottle sitting on the kitchen counter, and I quickly take a sip from it. I'm kind of nervous. I've never had Neal inside of my home before. I mean, he's been so beautiful before, but never in my private quarters. The dish is boiling in the oven right now. It's almost done. Something chicken and pasta. I can't even remember what I threw in there anymore. I've been too busy making sure everything else is perfect as well. Everything has been cleaned and set up to display a nice and cozy mood. I opt out of candles. That one seemed like I was trying too hard. It's dark outside and I'm dressed up in evening wear. It's a habit that kind of stuck because Angela kept insisting I dress up whenever we'd have dinner together. Hopefully Angela's having fun at her destination right now. The doorbell rings and my heart jumps inside my throat. He's here. Quickly I check to see if my outfit and hair looks good and I buzz him in. I can hear footsteps walking up the stairs and I open my front door to let Neal in. Good evening, Michiko. Neal greets me in a soft voice. Hi, I stammer out. I don't know why I'm suddenly all tongue-tied right now. Neal casts his eyes towards the ground. You look nice. I can't tell if he's forcing himself to say that or if it's a genuine compliment. Either way, it embarrasses me because I definitely wasn't expecting that. Thank you, I managed to reply. I step aside and let him in. Dinner is almost ready. Just let me serve it. Please take a seat. I leave Neal in the dining room to fetch a casserole dish out of the oven with my oven mitts. Balancing the heavy dish in my hands, I make my way over to the dining table. Neal is already seated, keeping uncharacteristically quiet. His eyes follow my every move as I scoop up some of the casserole and serve it on his plate. When I finish with my own plate as well, I take a seat opposite of Neal. Enjoy, I say, feeling a bit awkward. Neal takes the cutlery and eats his food like a perfect gentleman, just like he did when we went out for dinner at that fancy restaurant. Have you heard anything from Angela yet? I try to fill up the silence. I don't think she cares much for keeping in touch, so don't expect her to say anything until a week or so has passed. Oh, I was just wondering if she arrived safely, that's all. Neal takes a napkin next to his plate and dabs it against his lips. She arrived in one piece, he answers, smiling slightly. He does that a lot, actually, smiling when he's talking about Angela, even though she can be quite a pain. Which brings me to my next question. Have you figured out how you're going to tell your parents? We're not really getting married? Neal stays quiet for a long time, doing nothing but munching on the casserole, excruciatingly slow. I'm going to talk to them directly. Well, that's a deep sigh. It occurs to me that I can't keep relying on Angela to do her part, so I will be honest to them myself. He looks up from the table to me, his golden eyes gazing into my own. And I would like you to be there too. He sounds a bit hesitant, like I'd say no. But of course, I stammer. I'll be there. I'll let you face them on your own. Neal's body relaxes and gives me a genuine smile. I've never seen him with such a kind expression before, so I avert my eyes from him, finding myself a little breathless. I thought it said lifeless. I was thinking like, wow. We eat together in silence for a bit, but it's not an awkward silence, and there's no tension hanging in the air. For once, I'm silently enjoying Neal's company, and I never thought I'd live to see the day. Neal clears his throat. It's, alright. What is? The food. It's edible. I cock him an eyebrow. Are you complimenting my food? Neal turns his head away, his cheeks turning pink. Perhaps. he utters shyly. I lean both my elbows onto the table and give him a confident smirk. Neal is complimenting me, and he's being adorably bashful about it. It's not the best compliment in the world, but coming from Neal, it's probably the most earnest he can be. Oh, come on, at least compliment me for real. Put some effort into it, I tease him. Neal tries to glare, but his cheeks stay pink, making him seem rather harmless and cute instead. Your home cooking is adequate enough for my exquisite palate. I sigh. Why all the fancy words? Can you just admit you like it? Ugh. Neal looks conflicted. I like it, he mutters softly. I'm glad I invited him over for dinner. Otherwise, I never get to see such a side of him. He's being so complacent for once, and he's not giving me any snarky responses. It's almost like that time at the masquerade, when I thought Neal was some flirty stranger. Remembering that just makes me realize that Neal is capable of showing a nicer side of him, to even be able to hand out compliments without doing it through gritted teeth, to be able to actually converse with me. It's a strange thing to sit here eating a meal with Neal, and we're both being civilized. Perhaps this is how things could have been like since the beginning, if he weren't such a jerk about it. After all, we met when we were kids and got along just fine back then, which makes me immensely curious about something. As Neal starts to drink, I place my elbows on top of my table and lean my chin onto my hands. So, about that flirting at the masquerade ball, I start. Neal spits out his drink and starts coughing soon afterwards. After a few coughs, Neal quickly wipes his mouth with a napkin, trying to regain some of the dignity that he lost by coughing up a lung. He shifts his eye to the right, then to the left. I don't know what you're talking about. At first I thought it was an act. That night at the ball, I start to explain the way you treated me like a human being, how you kept on flirting with me. Once I knew it was you, Neal, I thought it was all fake. Neal starts to slowly sink into his seat, which he seems to do whenever he's put on the spot and feels embarrassed. I spent quite a while thinking it was all simply a huge prank you played on me. You couldn't possibly behave like a gentleman like that. Neal narrows his eyes at me, seemingly offended. But it wasn't, right? I push on. You weren't acting, were you? This time he shrinks even further and fidgets uncomfortably on his seat. No, he begrudgingly admits. Neal looks slightly embarrassed, and it's making me smile to know he's like this. It's nice to know he's admitted to it, and it wasn't an act after all. I guess it's something I wanted to hear coming from him personally, that it wasn't all fake, that the things I felt back then, they were real. Neal was real. I'm starting to understand my own feelings a little better now. That means you're genuinely flirting with me, I point out with a smirk. Neal bites down on his lips, his cheeks now glowing pinker by the second. So cute, I can't help wanting to tease him a little bit. What did you say to me again? I feign innocence. I look dazzling. Jackpot. Neal turns bright red, but there is this indignant expression on his face, like a petulant child that got caught red-handed stealing candy, and he knows he can't deny it. I thought I came here to eat dinner, not to endure a barrage of crude questions. Neal speaks fast. Crude? I repeat with a laugh. It's crude to question you? It is when you're alluding to some things that never happened, he mumbles. I'm not alluding to anything. It did happen. Don't try to deny it. Feeling quite satisfied with myself, I smirk at Neal. Admit it, you're straight out flirting with me. Neal huffs and turns his face away from me. He places his fork down and then stays eerily quiet. As I'm about to open my mouth to prod him one more time, Neal cuts me off, finally looking at me again with this determined yet guilty look. And what if I was? He says in an irritated tone. It is not a crime. I'm a bit taken aback that he so readily admitted this, and I think I feel my heart skip a beat. Oh, no, of course it isn't a crime, I say quickly. I feel a bit flustered. I was supposed to be cornering Neal and teasing him about it, but it kind of backfired on me. I didn't expect Neal to be so honest all of a sudden. I take my elbows off the table and cast my eyes down towards the hand in my lap. I don't know what to say to Neal anymore. Did you hate it? Neal asked. Did you not want me to? My eyes focus on Neal, and his face is turned away again. He looks embarrassed still, and it probably mimics my own expression as well. I quickly pick my fork back up again and stuff some food in my mouth so I don't need to give an immediate answer. No, I did not hate Neal's flirting. In fact, I quite enjoyed it before it was revealed it was Neal. Afterwards, I felt disgusted. But so many things have happened in between. I'm not disgusted anymore. I've come to terms with it. No, I didn't hate it. I still don't. I shake my head. No, it's fine. In fact, I wouldn't mind if you did it again. Actually, if I'm being completely honest with myself, I want a whole lot more from Neal than simply flirting. More and more I'm starting to grow these intense feelings for him. Then I don't want to hear any complaints if I do it again. Neal crosses his arms onto my table and leans his head on top of it, half hiding his face away from me. Wait, again? Did I get that right? Does he want to kiss again? I still vividly remember that time in the boutique, or when I told him goodnight. It's embarrassing to think about it, but I definitely want this to happen again. Does Neal want it too? I'm too embarrassed to ask out loud. Are you saying you'll flirt with me again? And perhaps more intimate things as well? I say it anyway, though. What? My girl was, scared, but she did it anyway. I suddenly feel Neal's fingers reach out for me. He's stretching his left arm across the table, the tips of his fingers brushing over my own. It's so soft and hesitant, as if he's asking for my permission first. I feel my face burn with blush, so I look away from him and drop the fork in my hand. I then ever so slightly stretch out my index finger to hook it around his own. Neal lets out a raspy breath of relief before he clasps his entire hand around mine on top of the table. Oh, he's so cute! The warm glow emits from his hand, filling up my entire body with butterflies. We're only holding hands during dinner, yet my heart feels like it's about to explode. It's like we're doing something with a hidden meaning, a deeper meaning. We eat our dinner mostly in silence, but Neal holds onto my hand the entire way. Oh, cute. After we finish our dinner, Neal helps me clean up the dishes without a word. There's a tension in the air that's thick, but not completely uncomfortable. It's a bit exciting, yet terrifying, not knowing what's going to come next. Neal held my hand all throughout dinner. We're just about finished cleaning dishes when I notice that Neal has got a stain on his tie. Oh, you dirtied your tie, I point out. Neal frowns but looks down, touching the fabric with his fingers to where the smudge is. Probably gravy. I hope I can giggle as I imagine Neal as a messy eater. Take it off, I'll throw it in with my laundry. My eyes track on Neal's slow movement as he closes his eyes, brings a hand to his throat, and starts to loosen his tie. The fabric slides through the collar of his shirt as he pulls on one end. It feels a bit sensual. Looking at him taking off... sensual. Okay, looking at him taking off his tie. Neal opens his eyes again, looking at me with the tie in his hand, and his shirt now loosened around his neck, showing some of his collarbone. I lick my lips. Okay, naturally doing so in front of him. I have this big pet peeve. For some reason, I don't really like it when guys lick their lips, because I feel like I'm playing about this, in almost nearly every visual novel, almost whenever this is mentioned, because it just bothers me. It's like, even with anybody licking their lips, I know they're trying to be all flirtatious and stuff, but do you need some chapstick? Because I have some chapstick. Do you need it? That's all I can think of every time someone does it. It's like, do you need chapstick? Because I got you. I feel a strong urge to open another button of his shirt so I can see more. Whoa. You know how liquids interact with fabric, right? Says Neal, quoting something I told him a long time ago. He shoots me with a smirk, and it's a little embarrassing realizing he actually remembered what I said. Back then I spilled a cup of coffee on his shirt and said something about liquids interacting with fabric. I guess this time I can finally repay him for it by cleaning his black and golden tie. I take it from Neal's hand, our fingers touching slightly. My fingers linger on the inside of his palm before I pull back completely, keeping the tie close to my heart. Don't buy a new one this time, I point out. I'll clean this one for sure. Don't forget to give it back to me. Neal flashes me a genuine smile. He looks relaxed, not relieved. Relaxed and at ease. He's so cute! My heart skips a beat. Seeing Neal smile like that is pulling at my heartstrings. It's too sweet, and I don't think that's a word I could have ever described Neal with. Yet, here he is, in front of me, smiling warmly at me. The day I spilled the coffee on him was a long time ago, several months in fact. It was still summer back then. How things have changed, so many things have happened in between. Neal has definitely changed. I have changed. I want you to come to a dinner party with me next week, says Neal, disturbing me from my thoughts. Huh? Dinner party? I'll take you shopping for some appropriate clothes. It's a formal event, he explains. But I didn't agree to it yet. I protest weakly. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to turn him down. Ignoring what I said, Neal continues. It's mostly business associates. My father will be there, and we can explain the situation to him. Suddenly rejecting his offer is starting to look more favorable. I don't exactly want to meet his father again. However, I know that we must do this together. I did promise him. So, are you asking me out on a date? I muse out loud. Well, he is, isn't he? Even if it's because he wanted to tell his father that he is engaged. Now becomes uncharacteristically quiet, eyes lowered to the ground, and shuffling his feet around. I grip the tie in my hands tighter, anticipating his response. I suppose, he replies casually. I can't stop the blush from appearing on my face, so I look down to avoid Neal's sudden gaze on me. An actual date. He's asking me out on a date. Neal is up suddenly down and down suddenly up. The word makes no more sense. Really? I stutter. He shoots me a dirty glare, or a glance, sorry. Do I ever lie to you? All the time. I answer quickly. You're never honest with yourself. Neal pauses for a brief second, huffing out loud and then taking a step closer to me. Fine, then this is me being honest, he says before wrapping an arm around my waist and pulling me close to him. Our bodies connect and Neal lowers his face to my level so that he can capture my lips with his. I don't protest at all as I feel a warm liquid spread through my body. My eyes flutter closed and I eagerly respond to his kiss. Is Ralph okay? Oh, I thought Tyler's bearded dragon like fell off her log or something. Something I've been dying to do all night long. I throw my arms around his shoulder, then wrap the tie around his neck and hold onto both ends so I yank him down and prevent him from leaving my lips. Oh, I thought I was choking him at first. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? At the moment, this is all I care about. Neal asking me out on a date. Neal kissing me feverishly. I want him so much, I can't deny it. He digs his fingers into my back and sucks hard on my lips. I feel dizzy as the blood in my bottom lip starts to tingle slightly. Soon enough, we both open up our mouths for exploration, and my tongue makes contact with Neal's. It leaves me gasping in pleasure. I miss this so much. One of Neal's other hand is now on my cheek, holding me in place as he punches his tongue down my throat, swiping it across my hot tongue, sending shivers down my back. He briefly parts from my mouth, only to take a deep breath before slamming his mouth onto mine again. See, what is this relationship? Please tell me. I push back against his tongue, swirling it around his, liking the sensation I get from it. Neal's fingers now travel from my cheeks down to the side of my neck, and I can feel the hairs on my neck stand up straight with goosebumps. Neal pulls his tongue out of my mouth and instead slowly licks my bottom lip. He removes his hand from my neck, and my eyes open again, suddenly feeling a little cold without his hand there. Finally, Neal stops kissing me completely. I look at him, my eyes staring into his golden ones. Addicting. He whispers breathlessly. Oh my god, stealing my heart! Oh, that simple word makes my heart throb more than the kiss made me feel, and I immediately break eye contact with him. Realizing what he's just said, Neal tenses up, and he quickly lets go of my waist and takes 2 steps back. The tie is slipping off his neck that I've been keeping there. His head is turned away from me, but it's not like I can look at him right now either. Addicting. He thinks I'm addicting. My cheeks are flaming hot right now. I'm going to head back to my home now, Neal says with an uncharacteristic stutter. I sheepishly nod my head. Sure thing, let me walk you out. I walk Neal to my door, both of us keeping silent. I don't really know what to say. Neal turns to me, still not quite looking at me in the eye. Tomorrow I'll contact you about the dinner party. Have a good night, Michiko. You too, Neal. Neal finally leaves my home, and I feel relieved yet lonely at the same time. Why did Neal have to go ahead and say something like that? It messes me up. First asking me out on an official date, then saying I'm addicting. Not like his kisses aren't messing me up either. I touch my lips, savoring the feeling from before, with Neal's lips on mine. Addicting. He sure is addicting too. You score 14 fierce points and 19 kind points. You're on the innocent ending. I've played for 5 hours and holy crap minutes. No. No. I want... How do we get his, How do we get his... I got the innocent route. I could have sworn I picked more fierce stuff, but I guess I didn't. I guess. Dang, I can't even skip this. I read somewhere that even though we can totally click back on the same chapter, and then we're gonna end up having the other ending we could have gotten. I want to see his fierce. I want to see his fierce ending. Technically, I could play through and like freaking could play through and freaking pick all the fierce actions of mine. That's gonna be a lot of work. That's a lot of work. I just want to see if that was correct. If I could do that. It doesn't look like it. I think we're getting the same ending here. But it's fine, because you know what? I'm just gonna make you guys play this game. Go download it, play this game, play Neal's Route, tell me how that fierce ending goes. Because I have lots of more visual novels to play, so I won't have time to come back to this game. I wish I could also go click home. Just like quick. Oh, this is where he chokes, okay. I'm trying to, I wish I could, this is like the fastest it can go. It annoys me that I can't have a skip button here. So that way it would like speed the process up a bit. Is it, can I press S? No. S for skip. This is a lot of talking. Alright. Yeah, no. This isn't. Okay, he takes off his tie. This is where we're like joking around with him. And this is where he asks us to go to the dinner party. Yeah, it's not, it's the same route. It's the same route. Same route. I want to know what the other ending is, but of course it's not gonna let me. Not gonna. I don't know. I didn't realize I picked so many kind choices. Innocent ending. No. We already played Dimitri's route, so yeah. Okay. Oh, let's pull up our beautiful Neal again. I love this picture the most because they're so freaking pretty. They're so pretty. He's so pretty. She's so pretty. Everyone's so pretty. I'm very glad that he didn't wear that purple hair anymore because I wasn't digging that too much. This is the Neal that I fell in love with. He's so beautiful. But anyway. This has been a very long episode, but it's a great episode to end off for the week. I forgot what game I'm playing next after this, so get excited for that. Definitely download this game so you guys can try to get that Neal's fierce ending, I guess, because I didn't realize I picked so many kind choices. So I obviously went the innocent route. Didn't plan on that, but okay. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I can't wait for this game to come out fully. I don't know when that's gonna happen because it's beta right now. But I'm very glad at least, and even she spoiled us by already like completing Neal's route completely. So that's I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I love the fact that this art style is different. I love how the images, like the picture images, they actually animate. Like not all of them do, but the fact that even some do is just a blessing in total. And I liked how not every chapter you have to freaking spend money. You can create a dress for that chapter. I really like the idea behind that. This game is quite it has potential. It has potential and I like it. Voice acting it says voice acting, but you guys know the voice acting is like grunts and then yeah, it's just noise sound effects, but that's still better than nothing, so I appreciate that. Again, it's still beta, so it has high hopes going for it. I'm really excited for this. So if you guys hear any news about this, like there's more characters that got released, definitely tell me so I can come back, because I know I did that for Cinderella Phenomenon, and you know, My love for Waltz is still burning inside of me. No one's topping him right now. Neal is not topping him right now. But we're gonna end this off because I'm rambling way too much. Thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys soon.